Welcome to Nailas Yokina Saregar Baby Channel. Let's take a journey from tiny eggs to embryos that grow with extraordinary fertilization. A man may ejaculate 40 million to 150 million sperm that start swimming upstream toward the fallopian tubes on their mission to fertilize an egg. Fast-swimming sperm can live up to 48 to 72 hours. But only a few hundred will possibly get close to the egg because of the many natural barriers that exist in a woman's body. It takes about 24 hours for a sperm cell to fertilize an egg. When the sperm penetrates the egg, the surface of the egg changes so that no other sperm can enter. At conception, the baby's genetic makeup is complete, including whether it is a boy or a girl, and this is week 1. This is the first week. Conception has not occurred. Currently, the egg is in the process of ripening. Week 2. Conception usually occurs at the end of the second week. The fertilized egg divides in half 30 hours after being fertilized. While continuing to divide, the egg moves from the ovary, through the fallopian tubes, to the uterus. Week 3. Until 3 weeks of gestation, you may not realize that you are pregnant. A fertilized egg will attach to the uterine wall called a blastocyst. They are very small in size, 0.1 to 0.2 millimeters in diameter. Week 4, 1 month. The result of fertilization begins to produce pregnancy hormone, chorionic gonadotropin HCG. So if you do a pregnancy urine test, the result is positive. Week 5. The results of fertilization will form 3 layers. The top layer will form the nervous system in the fetus, which in turn forms the brain, spine, skin, and hair. The middle layer, which will form the heart, kidneys, bones, and reproductive organs. The innermost layer will form the intestines, liver, pancreas, and urinary bladder. Week 6. The size of the embryo averages 2 to 4 millimeters as measured from the top of the head to the rump. Week 7. At the end of the 7th week, It is about 5 to 13 millimeters long and weighs 0.8 grams, about the size of a green bean seed. Arm organs will start to grow into tiny shoulders and hands. The heart has been divided into the right ventricle and the left ventricle, as well as the airways in the lungs. At the end of the 7th week, it is about 5 to 13 millimeters long and weighs 0.8 grams, about the size of a green bean seed. Arm organs will start to grow into tiny shoulders and hands. The heart has been divided into the right ventricle and the left ventricle, as well as the airways in the lungs. Week 8. Length approximately 14 to 20 millimeters. Brochi. The airways connecting the lungs and throat begin to branch. The arms are getting bigger. His eyes also appear to be under a thin skin membrane. The limbs are also formed, although not yet perfect. Week 9. The outer ear begins to form, the feet and hands continue to develop. The fetus starts to move even though the mother doesn't feel it. This week, it will be about 22 to 30 millimeters long and weigh about 4 grams. Week 10. All the important organs have formed and started working together. Brain growth increases rapidly. Nearly 250,000 new nerve cells are produced every minute. The fetus begins to look like a small human, 32 to 43 millimeters in length and 7 grams in weight. Week 11. Body length reaches about 6.5 centimeters. Every now and then in this age of the fetus has evaporated. Movement after movement of the feet and hands, including writhing, straightening and lowering the head, can sometimes be seen on an ultrasound. Week 12. The fetus is 6 to 7 centimeters long and weighs about 14 grams. Bone growth centers begin to appear throughout the fetal bones. The fingers and toes begin to form, skin and nails begin to form, the fetus moves spontaneously more and more frequently. Complete baby face shape, there is a small chin and nose. The tiny fingers and toes were fully apart. Start the process of perfecting the whole organ. Babies are growing by several millimeters every day. Toes and hands begin to form, including the ears and eyelids. Week 13. At the end of the first trimester, the placenta develops to provide oxygen, nutrients, and waste disposal for the baby. The baby's eyelids are pressed together to protect the developing eye. The fetus reaches a length of 7.5 cm and weighs 19 grams. Baby's head enlarges faster than others. His body is also getting bigger to pursue head enlargement. Week 14. 3 months after conception, it is 8 to 11 centimeters long and weighs 25 grams. His neck is getting longer and stronger. Lanugo, fine hair that grows all over the body and protects the skin, begins to grow this week. The baby's heartbeat starts to strengthen, but the baby's skin is not thick yet because there is no fat layer. Week 15. The bones and bone marrow in the skeletal system are constantly developing. The baby's skin is still so thin that the blood vessels are visible. The baby is able to hold his hand and suck his thumb. Her eyelids were still closed. Week 16. The length of the fetus plus 12 centimeters with a weight of 10 g. The baby is fully formed and needs nutrition through the placenta. It is in this formation process that the circulatory system is the first to form and function. The fetus starts moving. But there's no need to worry if you don't feel it. More and more calcium is stored in the baby's bones as the skeleton develops. Week 17. With a length of 12 centimeters and a weight of 110 grams, babies are still very small. A layer of brown fat begins to develop to maintain the baby's body temperature after birth. Do you know? At birth, fat weighs 3/4 of the total body weight. The baby's hair, forehead, eyelashes start to grow and skin lines at the fingertips begin to form. Fingerprints have started to form. Week 18. Start humming because the fetus can hear this week. He can also be surprised when he hears a loud sound. The baby's eyes develop. It will notice a light if you put a burning flashlight on your stomach. It is 14 centimeters long and weighs 140 grams. Babies can already see light entering through the wall of the mother's uterus. Week 19. The baby's body is covered with vernix caseosa, a kind of wax coating that protects the skin from injury. The baby's brain has reached millions of motor nerves, so it is able to make conscious movements like thumb sucking. It weighs 226 grams with a length of almost 16 centimeters. 20th week, 5 months. The fetus weighs about 300 grams, is 14 to 16 centimeters long and grows linearly. Head hair begins to form. Half the journey has passed. Beneath the vernix layer, the baby's skin begins to form the dermis, epidermis, and subcutaneous. The process of refining the lungs and respiratory system. Week 21. The baby's intestine has developed enough so that he is able to absorb or swallow sugar from the liquid, then continue through the digestive system to the large intestine. It weighs 340 grams and is 20 centimeters long. Week 22. The senses that the baby will use to learn are developing every day. Each week, his face grew more and more like he was when he was born. The ratio of the head and body is getting proportional. Week 23. Even though the fat builds up in the baby's body, the skin is still loose, making it look wrinkled. This is because the production of skin cells more than fat. He has a habit of exercising, moving the muscles of the fingers and toes, arms and legs regularly. It weighs almost 450 grams. The baby's hands and feet are perfectly formed. The fingers are also perfectly formed. 24th week, 6 months. The fetus weighs about 630 grams, the skin looks wrinkled, and there are fat deposits. The head still looks big, the eyes and eyebrows begin to appear. The period of development of the lungs, bronchi and bronchioles widen, and the alveolar ducts begin to form nearly completely. Baby's skin begins to thicken. Week 25. Baby hiccups, do you feel it? This is a sign that he is practicing breathing. He closes and excretes amniotic fluid. If too much amniotic fluid is swallowed, it will hiccup. The baby's bones are getting harder and stronger, and the baby is getting stronger. The blood vessels in the baby's lungs are already developing. The swallowing function is getting better. Baby's weight has reached 650 to 670 grams with a height of 34 to 37 centimeters. Week 26. Brain activities related to hearing and sight are increasingly functioning. The baby's weight has reached 750 to 780 grams, while the height is 35 to 38 centimeters. Week 27. The first week of the third trimester. The lungs, liver and immune system still have to mature. Babies are also good at sucking their thumbs and swallowing the amniotic fluid that surrounds them. The general weight of babies at your little one's age is 870 to 890 grams with a height of 36 to 38. Twenty-eighth week, 7 months. The length of the fetus is about 37 to 38 centimeters and weighs 1,100 grams. The skin is thin, red covered by vernix caseosa. The baby's brain is growing and expanding. The layer of fat grew and the hair continued to grow. Fat in the body starts to increase. Even though the baby's movements have begun to be limited due to his increasing weight, his eyes can start blinking when he sees light through the wall of his mother's stomach. His head was pointing down. Week 29. The baby's adrenal glands begin to produce hormones such as androgens and estrogens. This hormone will stimulate the prolactin hormone in the mother's body, so that it makes colostrum, milk that first comes out during breastfeeding. The baby's brain can control the baby's breath. The posture of a baby is getting perfect as a human being. Weight 1100 to 1200 grams with height 37 to 39 centimeters. Week 30. Baby fat and weight continue to increase so that the movement is more pronounced. Baya's beautiful eyes have started to move from side to side, and she has started to learn to open and close her eyes. Baby weight 1510 to 1550 grams, with a height of 39 to 40 centimeters. Week 31. The placenta still provide the nutrients a baby needs. Blood flow in the placenta allows the baby to produce urine. He is urinating almost 500 milliliters a day in the amniotic fluid. The physical development of the baby has begun to slow down at this stage. Only the baby's weight will increase. In addition, the layer of fat will increase under the skin tissue. The bones in the baby's body have started to harden, develop and begin to solidify with important substances such as calcium, iron, phosphorus. In contrast to his physical development, in this phase his brain develops rapidly, producing billions of cells. When music is played, the baby will move. Baby weight 1500 to 1560 grams with a height of 41 to 43 centimeters. (32nd week, 8 months). Display fetus 42 to 44 centimeters, weight 1,800 grams. The skin surface is reddish and wrinkled. Fingers and toes are fully grown, as are the lashes, eyebrows and hair on the baby's head, which are getting clearer. The baby's skin is getting redder, the eyelids are also perfectly formed. The nails of the tiny fingers of your little one's hands and feet are complete and perfect. At this gestational age, the baby's head is usually underneath and not spinning anymore. Week 33. Babies already have a face shape that resembles their father and mother. The baby's brain is growing rapidly. At this time the baby's brain has begun to coordinate, including being able to swallow. Even though the baby's bones are getting harder and harder, the baby's muscles are not completely united. Babies can take deep breaths even though the breath is still in the water. If the baby is a boy, the baby's testes have begun to descend from the stomach to the scrotum. Baby weight 1800 to 1900 grams, with a height of about 43 to 45 centimeters. Week 34. The baby is at the door of the uterus. Babies can open and close their eyes when they are sleepy and sleeping. Babies have also started blinking their eyes. The mother's body is sending antibodies through the mother's blood into the baby's blood, which functions as her immune system, and this process will take place in even more detail when you start breastfeeding. Baby weight 2000 to 2010 grams, with a height of about 45 to 46 centimeters. Week 35. Baby's hearing is functioning perfectly. The fat from the baby's body has begun to solidify in the feet and hands. This layer of fat serves to provide warmth to the body. The baby is getting bigger and has started to fill the mother's uterus. If the baby is a boy, this month the testes are perfect. Baby weight 2300 to 2350 grams, with a height of about 45 to 47 centimeters. Week 36, 9 months. The length of the fetus is about 46 to 48 centimeters, weight 2,500 grams. The body looks fatter due to fat accumulation. Wrinkled skin on the face begins to disappear. Baby's skin is getting smoother and has become baby's skin. The fat layer has started to fill the arms and calves of the baby. The baby's kidneys are working properly and the liver is producing waste. Currently, the baby's lungs are working well and are even ready to meet mom and dad. Week 37. The baby's head descends into the pelvis. The shape of the baby is getting rounder and the skin becomes pink. Her hair grew thickly and increased by 5 centimeters. Nails are perfectly formed. Babies can already see the light outside the womb. Babies are currently learning to recognize daily activities. In addition, babies are also learning to breathe, even though their breathing is still carried out in water. The baby's weight this week is 2,700 to 2,800 grams, with a height of 48 to 49 centimeters. Week 38. The formation process has ended and the baby is ready to be born. The formation process has ended and the baby is ready to be born. Week 40, 10 months. The formation process has ended and the baby is ready to be born. Glory to God with all of His creation. Hopefully this video has given you a lot of information. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, comment and share.